Hey guys, my name is Emily if you don't already know me, and I am going to talk to you guys today about how much time does it take to be an online health and fitness coach, because some of you may be watching this and be like, it's really cool what you do, but there's no way I have time for that. Or just realistically thinking, I am way too busy. I don't have time to add something else onto my plate. And I am going to tell you guys that, first of all, I was the same way. So I'm not here to be like, hey, blah, 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 everyone has all the time in the world. No, because I actually gave my coach that excuse for a couple months too before joining. But I'm here to tell you, I wish I would have started earlier. And before I give you a little introduction about myself, I do want to tell you that time is really what you make of it. We all do have the same 24 hours in the day, and it really comes down to your priorities. So you have to really figure out what are your priorities in life, and those are allowed to shift, and those are allowed to shift as you go. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the four different stages of coaching, four different types of coaches you could be per se, and really how much time is involved at each stage. So just to give you a really short background about myself, if you don't know me already, I grew up in Pennsylvania. I went to school at Penn State for food science. I always liked math and science, and I liked food, so I thought, okay, why not food science? But I never felt this like deep connection to that. I kind of just picked it because, you know, when you're in school, you have to pick a major and go to school and get good grades and all that stuff, and I just kind of felt, okay, I guess I'll do this. And anyway, so the 4 years went by, lots of ups and downs. I was always involved in sports. I was on a cross-country team at Penn State, and just always had a love of fitness, but I was really trying to build a successful career as well. So after college, I went to Arkansas for work at Sam's Club and Walmart headquarters as a food and sensory scientist. I kind of did the whole thing of that like straight and narrow path that you guys know. So like I went to school, I got good grades, I made dean's list, I graduated with honors, I like all this stuff that I thought I was supposed to do. I moved halfway across the country, I got a job, I was with my boyfriend, who I'm still with, Tyler, you probably see him in my videos. We ended up getting a dog, we got a house, we kind of just kept following this whole like American dream thing that we thought we had to live. And within that time, I just felt like something was still missing. I still wasn't like totally connected to my career like others. Like all through college, people were like, I just love my major, I know exactly what I want to do in the world, and that was not me. And I felt like out of place for that kind of, and I just always felt this like, what am I meant to do? Like I could not figure it out. And anyway, so working full-time, 50 hours a week there, and I decided, okay, guess I'll get my MBA because food science isn't really doing it for me, so I'll go back to school. So I went back to school online while I was working full-time. And between all of this, I had a lot of health things happen, 3 major surgeries, and my running kind of plummeted because I couldn't run. I had 2 hip surgeries, and in the process I met my coach Holly, and Holly was like, you should really do this online health and fitness coaching thing. And I looked at her stuff, I thought it was super cool, I was extremely jealous. She was doing something that she loved, something that looked like I would love, but I was like, I'm not a fitness professional. Like I have a science degree and I'm getting my MBA, and I have no time to add to my plate right now. Like I have nothing else I can add. I am booked full, 50 hours a week job, and getting your MBA online, full-time grad school, like that's a whole other job in itself. So I kept saying no, no, no. Eventually I kept watching her stuff and I said, okay, Holly, I want to try this because it looks so cool. I like watched a trip she went on, and I started, and honestly guys, I haven't looked back since. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about when I started. I was still working full-time and going to school full-time, so I did not have a ton of time. But as Holly put me into this group, this online health and fitness group, which I now call my Fit Fam, I felt so much love and so much passion and so much desire, and like not just from health and fitness. Ow, it just hit my toe. Not just from health and fitness, but just like emotionally as well. And I was dealing with some stuff at work with some really negative people, and just in a negative environment. Kind of the company's great, but just some of the people I worked with, and I wasn't happy, which came home and went into my relationships with Tyler and my family and all of that. So this little fitness thing on the side gave me like so much like hope and joy, and I just was excited to do it. So even though I didn't have a ton of time, the half hour a day that I started putting into this business, I loved doing. Like, I would get home from a long day of work, and I'm timing myself, by the way, so I'm hitting my timer. So I try to keep it short for you guys because I'm long-winded. But I would come home from a long day of work and just be so excited to do this, so excited to work on myself, better myself, and then help other people in the process. So let's dive into the 4 types of coaching. So type number 1 is what we call a discount coach, and I like to call these ladies my VIP coaches because to me they are really valued friends and valued people of our team. So what a discount coach means is they're not coaching at all, they're getting a discount on the product. So it's someone that loves our products. Obviously we partner with Beachbody, and they're just people who love the workouts, love the FitFam group, love the Shakeology, and they want to get a 25% discount on their products. So honestly, like, my parents are signed up as coaches because they love Shakeology, and my mom's been doing the workout programs, but they're not coaching. They're not helping anyone else. They are, but they're not. I just say that because it's inspiring to see what they're doing. But they are by no means coaching. They're just getting a discount on their products. And that's how I started out. I started out that way for 3 months. I was just doing some programs while I was training for a half marathon. I fell in love with Shakeology after a couple of months and really noticed a difference in my nutrition and just how I felt overall. So I got the discount. So I did that for a couple of months, and then that's when I was really like, okay, I want to go, I want to coach, I want to help other people. It was what was missing inside of me. Like I said, I felt like something was missing all that time. That's what was missing, that desire to help others, that hitting my head on a pillow at night knowing I helped change someone else's life, and knowing I had an impact on someone else, and knowing that I could make a difference. Like, that's what was missing for me, that passion, that fulfillment, that feeling like I had a purpose and a mission, all of that stuff. So I said, okay, let me start. So I started then as type number 2, which is a hobby coach. This means that you love the Beachbody products still, you want to help some other people, but you're kind of just helping people here and there. I wouldn't really say you're consistently a working coach at this point. You're just someone who, if someone asks what you're doing, you say, here's what I'm doing, here's the information. You may not run your own groups. It may be like some of my coaches right now who are hobby coaches, they add their friends into my groups, but they get the commission. So it's kind of just all based on what you want. And to add a little side note into here, I work with each of my individual coaches on their own goals. So one of the very first tasks I go through with them is, what are your life goals? What are your, like, what's your mission? Why do you want to do this? And really dive deep into what do you want to get out of this business? And then we work at their pace. So I will crawl with them, I will walk with them, I will run with them. I just always tell them, I don't turn around and chase you. Like, I have my own stuff to do too. We can be friends, but like, I'm not going to chase you in this business. It's up to you what you want to do. So moving on from that, so the hobby coach is someone who's just putting in some time here and there. They like referring people and making a little commission. So maybe like some money to get a manicure or go shopping or put it back for student loan debt, whatever it may be. So type number 3 is then a part-time working coach. So that's what I started as well. So I started part-time working pretty much right away once I decided I wanted to do this. And that's someone who's putting in hours consistently. I don't care how many it is, there's no right or wrong amount of hours, but you have to stay consistent. So I started part-time coaching with a 50-hour-a-week job, with going to school full-time, so I was only putting in about a half hour a day at first, which, guys, isn't a lot at all, but the key there was that I did it consistently. Every single day. Like, I cannot harp on you how much, and some of my coaches are finally like, I started being consistent and it really pays off, and I'm like, yes, I've been trying to tell you that all along. It is consistency. So once I finished my MBA, then I decided to dedicate more time to it, because in the meantime I was falling in love with this business. I was like literally loving it. I had no idea it could even be a full-time thing. This was like my dream job, my dream career. And I didn't know it existed. So I was just doing it like, oh, this is a fun part-time thing to fill this void in my heart. So started doing it consistently. So then I started putting in 1 to 2 hours a night. So I would go to work all day, come home, work out, eat clean, do the dishes, you know, all that fun stuff. And then I would put in 1 hour to 2 at night in my business part-time. And eventually it was because I loved it so much, I wanted to do it more and more. So sometimes I would work a half hour on my lunch break at work as well if I didn't have any meetings in the corporate offices. So this continued, and you can build up that part-time income. So I have a whole other video on income and what you can make and everything, but it really varies for everyone. I'm going to throw in a little tiny side story here because I want to end soon. But I was on a club cross-country team at Penn State, so Penn State was a D1 team, we were the club team, so we competed against other D2 and D3 schools and then other D1 club level teams. And our slogan for our club was, you get in what you put out. So basically the practices were optional, the races were optional, the strength training was optional, the stretching was optional, every single thing was optional. But guess who had better races? The people who showed up to practice, the people who showed up to strength training, the people who stretched after practice, the people who were eating well. So it's what you put into it is what you get out of it. So what you put into this business is totally, totally, totally up to you. There are no minimum time requirements. Like I said, you can do nothing and be a coach, but you're obviously not going to make anything, you're not going to change lives. So what you put in is up to you, and everyone has different success. Some people have made 6-figure incomes within 6 to 8 months of this business. Some people have made nothing within 6 to 8 months of this business. Beachbody guarantees no level of success, our line that we have to say, because it's all based on your individual efforts and what you put into it. So that was a part-time coach. I have my notes up here, but they disappeared. So part-time, what I was doing then was I still had my full-time job. I had my full-time salary. So part-time for me was like extra vacation money. I got to fly home for my friend's bachelorette party at the beach, pay off student loan debt. Like we all have that, right? So that was part-time for me. So I then turned into a full-time coach when we moved to Colorado and Tyler got into grad school. And I'll just touch on this because the potential of this business and the opportunity that's in front of you is literally endless. Like, it's seriously so amazing. So now I do put in more time, and I think some people get scared of that because they see me working all day on emails and helping people and running these groups and everything, because sometimes, honestly, guys, I do put in 8 to 10 hour days. Sometimes I put in a 12-hour day, but it's because I love it. It's because I would rather be at my house in my, tank top, and normally I have a messy bun up and with my dog, than in an office in a cubicle that I hated, staring out the window thinking I was trapped in a prison where I could never go see the sunshine. It sounds dramatic, but I love this so much more. And am I always gonna do that? No. So I'm in still the building phase of my business where I am making a full-time income, but I'm putting in full-time hours. But my vision is then to get to the point of making a full-time income, 6 figures plus. You can make multiple 6 figures. You guys know where my heart is in this business. I'm just talking money here for a second, but my vision in a couple years is to be making 6+ figures or more and be working 3 or 4 hours a day, because that's what this business can do. So watch my videos on how you make money, how this is not a pyramid scheme, because now probably all that stuff's popping in your head, but the key is you have to stay consistent. You have to put in the work. I'm not going to say this business is easy, guys. It's simple. It's simple because it's simple to do all of the things. The things are so easy. They're so simple. They're laid out for you, but they're easy to do and they're easy not to do. That's the thing. People just don't do them. So you have to do it. I'll be honest, for the first entire year of my business, I can count on one hand how many days I missed doing my daily activities. Like I said, even if I had a day where I had a half hour, I got the important things done. So that's about it, guys. I think that's all. So full-time business is because I want to help more people. Like I said, I work with people who love their full-time job, but they still want to do this part-time. We work together on their goals. They can have a full-time job. I have teachers on my team who teachers do not get paid enough. So they want a full-time job of teaching, but then they want to do coaching part-time to make another full-time income. So they have 2 incomes so they can still do what they love in both aspects. So I hope that was helpful to you guys. Feel free to reach out to me if there's any questions. Just a recap, there is no time requirements whatsoever. It is all up to you and what you put in, but obviously you need to put the work in and you need to be consistent to get to where you want to be. So discount coach, hobby coach, part-time coach, full-time coach, the choice is yours. We walk with you, we run with you, we don't chase you. So that's all, guys. I hope this was helpful to know how much time that you have to put in, and there's all different levels of success, and it's really just up to you and your individual effort. So I will talk to you soon, guys. Bye.